Hey, what's going on? This is Ben Zinn with nextlevelguitar.com. Thanks so much for joining us today. We are continuing on with our video lesson series inspired by, and we're going to take a look at some great modal playing in the style of a great late 60s British man. So let's check it out. Alright you guys, before we continue, take a look at the link below here. Click on this link below in the YouTube text box, and we are going to send you a free video lesson and a corresponding ebook. Again, absolutely for free. It's free info. It's really good stuff. So please check that out. Click on the link only from nextlevelguitar.com, and we will continue on. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to be doing some lead playing. We got a fuzz box happening. Really cool tones. So we're going to be playing in an A mixolydian scale, and I'm going to show you some examples of how to play horizontally across one string. We'll learn some examples, and then we'll learn a little bit about the foundation of the scale and how you can build some of your own riffs using that scale. So first, let's just go ahead and check out a couple of the examples. Again, we're just playing on the second string. We're going to be utilizing some sliding and some hammer-ons and pull-offs to make this happen. So very legato playing. Go ahead and crank up your fuzz box, and let's check it out. Okay, my first example, I'm starting on an A note. My key is A, so I'm starting on the root note here. And I'm, like I mentioned, going to be doing a lot of hammering on and pulling off here. Starting, I'm just going to strike this note. Then I'm going to hammer on, pull off, and slide. Just all one quick motion there. Now I'm going to do the same thing and target the 7th fret. So basically the same idea twice. Just utilizing different notes. And then what we're going to do is hammer on, pull off, and bend from the 7th fret. And if you want to give that some nice wicked vibrato, that's kind of the vibe we're after here. Yeah, nice and shaky. So we'll bend that up a half step and then bring it back down. And in between, maybe try to catch some vibrato on that note. So we piece together that first riff. And now we're going to move further up the scale and play pretty much the same phrasing with different notes. Now I'm up here at the 14th fret. And again, the timing, the rhythm, the phrasing there is all the same. What changes is the notes. So I'm going to start by striking the 14th fret, then hammer on, pull off, slide. Hammer on, pull off, slide again, but this time when I slide back up. And same as before, hammer on, pull off, and bend up a half step. All together. Now this works because it's all contained within the mixolydian scale, and I can visualize that scale going across my string. So next, let's take a look at the components of that scale and how you guys can apply this in any situation that you'd like. Okay, so the mixolydian scale, it has a very specific arrangement of scale tones and intervals between the scale tones, or whole and half steps. So what you want to do to be able to use the scale in any situation is to memorize this order of whole and half steps. The mixolydian scale has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and flat 7 contained in it. And notice the whole and half steps that exist in between each of those scale steps. Once you know this, you're not bound by what key or what position you're playing in. You will now have the tools to be able to use this scale in any position. We're playing in A, so let's see how this arrangement of whole and half step falls within the context of our example. So we said we're playing in A. We started our first lick on an A note here, 10th fret, 2nd string. So let's call that 1. Now by the arrangement of whole and half steps, if I followed that, I would see that it lines up perfectly with what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. And if you have this note on your guitar, which I don't, we'd have our 1 right there. Or we can bend up there. But the idea is it follows that arrangement of whole and half steps that we outlined earlier. And that works the same frontwards and backwards too. So if I'm back here at 1 and I go backwards, I just think 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I can catch my 1 note here on another string. That pattern repeats itself all over the neck. So wherever you can find an A note, we can now use that pattern and see our mixolydian scale. Once we have that, what happens if you want to kick a jam in D mixolydian? Now all you have to do is find a D note and follow your arrangement of half and whole steps, and it's going to lay out the same way. D mixolydian, for example. And again, this is just across 1 string. There's positions for all this stuff, but just want to give a nice foundation for the interval steps that are found in the scale. D mixolydian, for example. So now if I can visualize my mixolydian scale, I'm free to experiment and mix and match and start to develop my own phrases, maybe build on some of the examples that we showed at the beginning. All built using the mixolydian scale. We're just playing across and really hitting each of those specific scale tones that make up that scale. Alright, thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. Had a lot of fun with today's lesson. Make sure you visit our website, nextlevelguitar.com. We have over 1,100 video lessons there, all sorts of styles, great techniques, all skill levels, a lot of great stuff there. So head on over there and I'll see you back here next time.